Hey guys, Issa here. First of all, I really want to thank you for your incredible support and positivity in the last video. It really moved me. I guess the international community is something else. By the way, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, I invite you to do so, as I will be interviewing Mr. Devon Layret himself to celebrate the 10k milestone. We are very close. The help of each and every one of you is fundamental. Thank you. So let's jump straight into the most anticipated match of the East versus West card. I've been following the arm wrestling community very closely, and it's pretty safe to assume that Genadi and Dave match is the most awaited, and for a very good reason. Their rivalry goes back all the way to 2018. 4 years ago, these titans collided in a vendetta match organized by PAL, where Dave defeated Genadi 4-2. It was pretty obvious that Dave was superior in terms of strength. His side pressure and the integrity of his hand and wrist were so much better than Genadi's. Nonetheless, the Georgian Bull fought like a warrior till the end, giving him a very good match. I think after Dave lost to Levan, people started to discredit him, thinking he was not the same old Dave. But we should never forget who we are talking about. His nickname is Easy Money for a very good reason. He is the man who tore Dmitry Trubin's chest, the man who injured Gennadi's wrist, the man who could beat or at least give an incredible fight to Denis Tsiplankov in his prime. Dave till this day is a top tier predator in the game, and very few people can go head to head with him. I think the reason people thought he was done, it's because of the losses he had in WAL against Michael and Devon. It's pretty safe to assume that the King's move is Dave's kryptonite. It's not so much about the lack of power, but more about a technical issue. For example, Hermes could pin Michael Todd at around 200 pounds of bodyweight, because he kept climbing higher and higher on his hand and waited for the perfect moment to press. Dave, on the other hand, just keeps doing the same move he always does, applying immense side pressure. But as we know, this style is not effective against the King's move.
He's dropped right down under the table.
Dave is currently ranked 3rd in the world after Levan and Vitali. He stands at 6 feet 2 inches tall and weighs around 275 pounds. As far as Genadi goes, we saw him compete last December at King of the Table 2 against Hermes Gasparini, where he lost 4-2. I had the opportunity to have dinner with him and Hermes right after, where I asked him about the event. Many of you might not know this, but he had a thumb injury due to a fight. That's a story for another time. That prevented him from closing his hand as he wanted. Also, he was very scared to commit with his shoulder due to previous injuries also caused by Dave. Genadi shined again at East vs West 2, where he defeated Monster 2.0 3-0 quite convincingly. I think now he's back in the groove again. As Alex told me, when an athlete takes many matches and fights frequently, that's where he performs the best, and I tend to agree with him on that. Genadi looks as big and as strong as he's ever been. He's about 6 feet 1 inches tall, and he weighs around 320 pounds, and I'm so excited to see him pull with Dave. I really don't know who I should root for. I've met Genadi multiple times in the past, and he's the kindest and nicest man. I also met Dave, and he's a true gentleman and a sportsman. My predictions for this fight are in favor of Dave, since he looked quite amazing against Alex Cordeja. But one victory doesn't really mean anything. I have to say, I think Dave will take the win with a clean 3-0, though I really wish to see a war. The only scenario in which I see Genadi winning is if he had improved radically since 2018. We all know Genadi's weakness is his wrist, so the best strategy for him would be to slip out and go to the straps to limit his wrist weakness. Also, he will have to be lightning fast and explosive, committing his shoulder to block Dave's side pressure somehow. Genadi has superior endurance, so if he can get few tactical fouls and restarts, he might wear Dave down enough to end up with few pins. What do you guys think? Do you agree with me? I'm very curious to know your thoughts about it. I just can't wait for this match. Also, if you didn't know, me and Hermes will be at East vs West 3 event, mainly to film content for you guys, so be prepared for the return of the best duo ever. Evgeny and Hermes will be back soon on this channel. Also, a lot of collaborations with John, Michael, Genadi, Matt, and everybody else to come. If you don't want to miss that, subscribe to the channel now and turn the notifications bell on. Please also consider leaving a like for the YouTube algorithm. I'll see you in the next one.
Never thought I'd make it this far, but it's all I do. Several shots of chasing the stars have fallen through. You talk about squirting when you're rocking your beats. All I care about now